Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Bulletproof for BJJ podcast. What is it about Brazilian Jiu Jitsu that makes us so obsessed? We got here through the UFC and fight skills, but is that why we stay? There is a certain element to BJJ that makes it more meaningful than we realize. And we go deeper on why this weird thing, is keeping us locked in, and loving it. Now, we're going to go deeper on some topics which maybe you've never heard before. And for anyone out there who's been part of a sports team, you get that vibe about what it is to be part of something. And really, when you go from strangling someone to being their best mate, what is the unlock? And this is what today's episode is all about. Let's get into it right now. Also, if you're enjoying this content, we would really appreciate if you would like and subscribe, and also share it with a friend. This goes a long way to helping more good people like yourself get the good word from Bulletproof, and we appreciate your help. The most important thing about Jiu-Jitsu, Joey, is the community. It's the people. That sounds like a corporate press release, but think this. The thing about fighting and martial arts is people always say, oh, it's only you. It's individual, right? But we could not do this without the people. In the same way, we could not do this podcast without you, the person watching and listening to this right now. And so it's this really intricate thing that we lose connection with our community as we get older because we have our families and businesses. And so the communities get smaller. But I think the thing that's occurred to me more and more recently, what people love about what they find in jiu-jitsu is they find like this new group of people. And that sense of belonging is a huge reason why they'll put up with all the other nonsense.
Yeah. What brought you here is usually not what keeps you here.
Oh, bang. There it is.
Yeah, because you don't come in going, hey man, I'm looking for community.
I'm not looking for a new
This
community.
place seems pretty hot. You're like, I want to learn how to motherfuckers up. UFC style.
Yeah.
And coach is like, absolutely, we do that.
We do that.
Yeah, come and learn UFC right here, first class. Son, pay. And then you're like, cats here are super cool. Man, we went for this cool purple sweet thing after training the other day.
Ooh, delicious ice treat.
Yeah, and then it's like you start doing comps and shit, and then it's like your crew.
Yeah.
Actually, John Wellborn. Do you know John Wellborn?
Not familiar.
He is the coach of, he's the strength coach of Victor Hugo.
Okay.
So he's an interesting guy. He ran an offshoot of CrossFit called Power Athlete.
Okay.
And it was basically a CrossFit variant for like NFL players.
Oh, wow.
So it was all about speed and power. Cool. And so all the weight, it was just big weights, heavy lifts, short sprints, and just like, and their motto is be the hammer.
Oh, wow.
Cool shit. Anyway, that's since moved on. But he trains Victor Hugo. He's got a gym, I think, in Texas, like the rest of America. And
like all good corporations.
Yeah. And but he posted a thing the other day where he's like, if you want to relive your youth, sign up to a jiu-jitsu gym, like wrestle with a bunch of fellas, and then like revel in the brotherhood that comes out of that experience.
Right.
And because he's kind of new to it, I think he sometimes jumps in with them, and you can see he's bigger than everyone at that. He's a fucking unit.
Wow.
But he is still a white belt and shit. But I was like, it's really true, right? Especially for a middle-aged guy or girl, you find jiu-jitsu and it does unlock some kind of youth thing, and this brotherhood thing.
Yes.
It's not so unique when you're 20.
No.
Because you usually still have brotherhood, sisterhood with friends. Yeah.
Uni, college, whatever.
But yeah, once you've crossed into that middle-age piece, you've usually drifted away from such circles, and so it really does restore that, or can.
Yeah, for sure. And I actually see it with powerlifting. Like, just there's a bunch of guys, because everyone trains different days, similar days like squat day, deadlift day, whatever. But guys will come in when they're not training and just kind of be like, oh, what's going on? Just hang out. And that, for me, was so reminiscent of jiu-jitsu.
They're doing some mobs or something? They just sitting on the bench?
Nah, man. They're just pulled up like, oh, yo, what's Big Benny doing today?
Yeah.
Oh, he's just doing tricep accessories. Mad.
How good.
It was just so funny. I was like, this is grown men just sitting around hanging. Yeah. And obviously there's a little bit of chat in there like, oh yeah, how's family? And yeah, it's I think more and more we think technology can provide solutions. And yeah, in a very mercenary, mechanical way, yeah, technology fixes a bunch of shit. But the feeling that something is not right, or a certain amount of loneliness or displacedness that can come from being isolated, is absolutely cured by jiu-jitsu. You know, even you think about your gym nemesis, right? This is someone who you fucking want to kill, and they, maybe rightly so, want to kill you, but still you agree to this weird, intimate dance that you must do in order to achieve the simulated killing.
Hey, bro, thanks for today. That was sick. All right, see you next week.
Yeah.
I hate that
Dick.
that dickhead.
Yeah. Fuck, he always goes for the footlock.
Yeah.
And then he's like, that always
No,
wrestles.
no, I hate him.
I hate him, but hey, hug it out.
Jiu-jitsu's pretty good, but
You got to respect it, but yeah, and it's funny because the reason why this has kind of come through is so much of the kind of self-help guru, internet advice crew are always talking about.
I mean, we're on that crew, aren't we?
No, we
Like right now.
we are, but we're better than them because of jiu-jitsu.
Needless to say.
Needless to say. No, but what I'm saying is they always talk about self-resilience and like pull yourself up by your bootstraps and all this shit. But join my Patreon and my group and my select group where you pay money to
Join
be part
my
of the group.
mastermind. It's called the Wolf Pack.
Yeah, pretty much, right. Where strong, independent men can
Yeah.
stay strong, independent, and toxic
We trade crypto
by themselves, but in a group.
and do military training.
And have bad hairlines and possibly sex traffic people in Bulgaria. Yeah, that is what it is. Shout out Andrew
Has
Tate.
anyone told you you and Tate have a similar look?
Off.
Has anyone
No,
said that to
you're
you? Dude, I'm not saying you are similar people.
What the fuck are you talking about? He's a skinny bitch wannabe kickboxer. I am jacked grappler of all time.
Yeah, I'm talking about the face.
Off. No way. The only comparison
Hey
I
guys,
get is
show of hands to the listeners who agree.
this is my show of hands.
Sound out in the comments.
No, I sometimes get Keanu and then
Keanu.
McElhaney from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Right? The Dark Prince talks about it. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
beard.
We get comments quite often on the Instagram like always sunny. or-
Yeah. And I'll take that because that guy's hilarious. And
there's some kind of Tateism just in the look, not in the behavior.
No, f off. I'm not accepting that at all. Tate. But why am I so repulsed by you trying to compare me to him? Because part of the reason why I seriously dislike a lot of that, it's this idea of, like we talked before about false information. And part of the reason why I don't like certain fitness influencers, I don't like certain people with certain podcasts, because what they're advocating for is creating more isolation. And this is absolutely not the answer. And
Can you qualify that for me? Like, give me an example.
well, no, don't get me wrong. I do believe there is important aspects of being able to look after yourself, right? But I just think that is a basic way of living your life to make sure that you can be healthy or like have skills so that you are not dependent on people necessarily, right? That's just a personal philosophy. But this idea of separating people, whether it be classes, mental superiority, I'm the 1%, they're plebs, they're sheep, this kind of bullshit, I'm not into that at all. Like, I just think that this is actually what is wrong with society. And what's great about society is when we work together. And what's great about BJJ is it brings people together. And this is the thing I really wanted to get into around jiu-jitsu, but also at least what we do with our business. Like, what I've been pleasantly surprised about is the amount of people who are willing to help others. Like in our community chat. Like, I actually wanted to use this chat not to talk about Andrew Tate. How dare you hijack my conversation?
Hey, you keep bringing him up.
Bro, how dare you even compare my face to him? I wanted to give a shout out to...
It's out there now. It's just
Get over it.
it's just gaining momentum on the internet.
Bro, he looks so bad now. Have you seen the photos of him? Anyway, we'll leave it
I haven't. No.
It's bad. Anyway, it's all right. He should keep his head shaved.
I don't research him that often.
That's
though.
all I'm saying. No, it's just public media. But that's all right.
One of the things about this time of information abundance that we live in, podcasts, social media, etc., is that we've just got access to so much information, and it's excellent. we're big supporters of that. We put out information regularly. But one of the downsides of this is that it can make things really confusing about which information is correct or is right for you. And so JT and I see ourselves as aggregators of information when it comes to strength and flexibility and building a durable body for jiu-jitsu. And this is why we designed our app. It's to help people like you cut through the bullshit and follow simple, easy to use programs that are going to make you as strong as possible and as flexible as possible in the shortest amount of time each week. If you jump onto the app, you can access various programs that are suited to whatever training situation you're in. So if you're a total beginner or if you've got plenty of strength experience, you'll find it suited to you. And if you don't have any equipment or you've got access to a full gym, you will find a program to match your needs. You can take a 2-week free trial right away. All you got to do is go to the App Store, search Bulletproof for BJJ, download the app and sign up today for your free trial. And the best part about it is JT and I are going to coach you there. And you know what? If you don't love it, we offer a 100% money back guarantee. Send us an email, say I don't like the app, and we'll flick your money back. So jump on the App Store, get the app, let's train, let's get strong for BJJ.
I love jiu-jitsu, but there are downsides. Cramps, getting mad dehydrated, and sleepless nights. And for me, they all go together. I am a sweaty guy. But there is a solution. Now, I've messed around with lots of different things. Gatorade, Hydrolyte, all these things that didn't quite do the job. But I tell you what gets the job done, Sodi. Sodi is the sponsor of today's episode. Sodi.com.au have got you covered. Delicious hydration salts, potassium, sodium, magnesium, everything you need so you don't suffer muscle cramps. You are going to feel energetic on the mats and you're not going to have that like dried out husk feeling when you go to bed. You're going to feel nice, calm, and replenished. So when you go to sodi.com.au, use the code Bulletproof15, you get 15% off and you're going to feel better. Shoo. Anyway, I just like the photos you like, Joe. I'm like, oh, Joe liked that. Oh, how interesting. What is Joe into these days? I think what has surprised me about at least Bulletproof is the community. Like, it's going into the chats and seeing other people jumping in to help other people, which it reminds me of jiu-jitsu. Like, it's just the willingness for people to go, oh, you don't know what that is? Oh, man, I do it like this. Or, oh, this is like that. And it's not always 100% spot on, but, like, it's great. No. Because, you know, generally...
It's camaraderie, it's assistance, it's help, yeah.
The willingness to help another person.
Yeah.
And that's nice. I actually had a flat tire yesterday, which is not great. It hasn't happened for years to have a flat tire. So I pull over and I go to servo and I'm at the spot where you pump up tires. Anyway.
Wait, you didn't get a puncture, it just flattened over time?
No. It was a puncture of sorts.
Right.
It was flat as a muff. But I was like, I don't know how pumped the spare is. So I had to get the spare out and I was like, I want to be somewhere I can pump it up. And I was kind of blocking another person from using it. But this dude pulled up and he was like looking at me and I was like, oh, is this guy mean mugging me because he wants the air pump or whatever? And he's like, you right there, buddy? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, it's your fucking problem, dog. I've got a fucking piece of steel in my hand here, which is for winding tires, but it could beat a motherfucking skull in. And he was like, do you want help? I was like, oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. He's like, oh, okay. Well, I know flat tires can be a bit shit. I'm like, yeah, man, cool. He's like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And he just checking in on me. I was like, wow, how nice is that?
What a lovely citizen.
A complete stranger who I would have beat his skull in with a piece of steel, potentially. Just as my first...
Oh, yeah, righto.
My first reaction.
Righto, chopper read. Jesus.
It was, what was so strange is like my immediate thought was suspicion. My immediate thought was like, oh...
Western Sydney, bro.
Yeah, this guy's going
anyone can get it
This
out
could
there.
be a confrontation, right? It was not far from Mount Druitt. You know, it could get rough out there. And then, no, he was genuinely concerned and he's like, because it's a shit thing, you know, you see someone broken down or got a flat tire and he was willing to help me. And that actually, just that one interaction made the whole experience way more tolerable because I'm like, oh, that's cool. You know,
people are good.
Yeah. It's amazing what that'll do for you. And I think whether it be BJJ or our community, people getting injuries or struggling with something.
Eat to Win Nation.
Eat to Win Nation, obviously, people eating good, helping other people eat good. It's very important. But I actually wanted to give some shout outs to a couple of the crew.
Shout them
real
out, bro.
Real
yeah.
quick. Just
some
folks
key players in there.
Some people who are always in there.
And I'm not in there as much as JT is, so I'm keen to hear this.
I want to just give a quick shout out to Ben Hannawell, because he's just always in there.
Ben Hannawell, I know.
He's always in there.
Notorious.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Yeah,
He's always
brings the energy, contributes.
Yeah. Stephanie Weewong. Steph is always saying chats and.
Steph, I haven't touched base with you yet.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. Hans Fernandez. I thought it was Fernandez, but I didn't pronounce it right.
It's not Fernandez?
I don't think so, because I was writing it down. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna say this right or wrong. But I'm gonna give a shout out to Hans, because also
How do you spell it?
It's Facebook. I've written down incorrectly, I think. I don't know.
One of the guys told me his name, but he got told the name by another guy, and that guy.
Well, here's the thing, because sometimes people's names on Facebook are like
with it, yeah.
And you're like, is that a name?
Yeah.
Like we got Al Shanova. I'm like, is that really a name? Because the way it's spelled is like OONOOVER. You're like, oh, this seems like, I don't know if that's right. Kyle Wood. Kyle's always bringing the details.
Kyle Wood, legend.
Shout out Kyle. Kyle's always picking up on the details. He's like, you spelt this wrong. I'm like, oh, gonna have to get back in the back end and fix that.
Yeah.
But he's good for that, and I appreciate that about Kyle.
Yeah, we appreciate that kind of nitpicking.
Yeah.
Helping us to improve quality.
Yeah, we got to do it. We got to fix these things. Kimon Ang. He's always got some good chats.
Haven't hung out with Kimon.
Huey McGee, young blood.
Huey, yeah. He
shout
came and tried. Did I tell you when he tried to do the handstand here?
No.
Hey, mate, he's a soldier. Well, it was a freestyle week in between programs.
Okay.
So we'll just around with some shit.
Okay.
And I was like, guys, you want to do some handstands? Like, yeah, it'd be sick. So we're doing some handstands. I'm like, Huey, you ever tried he was in town, came train with us for a day. And I was like, you ever done a handstand? He's like, no. And I was like, we're doing some chest to wall. You want me to show you how it works? He's like, yeah, give me a look. I know we're doing kick-ups. And so I did a couple, and I'm like, got that? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, you want to give it a go, or you want me to scout? He's like, no, I'm good. I got this. And he just, before I could even, before it even finished coming out of my mouth of like, do you want to give this a go? He was just like kicking up, and he just collapsed and like,
oh no,
just spear head first into the floor, collapsed like a sack of potatoes. And I'm like, ooh, this would break a mortal. And Huey got, and I'm like, how are you? He's like, I'm good. Yep. No, that hurt, but let's keep going. And I was like, fuck yeah.
What a tough guy.
He got the handstand. He got the the kick up in the end, yeah.
Yeah. But that I think that's also like
the kind of commitment we want.
Jiu-jitsu mentality.
Yeah.
I almost broke my neck. Shake it off.
Yeah.
Let's go. Shout out to Harry the chef, our good friend. Harry.
Oh, fuck yeah, Harry.
Yeah.
Legend.
Always posting stuff.
He's always sharing the training with his kids too, which I love.
Yeah, it's awesome. He gets his kids on the training at home.
Got the little gym at home.
Yeah, the mats and everything in there. And also shout out to our man, Ange, Simone Strongman.
Oh,
he's always in there with the chats. And also he always loves this, he loves to play this in the car to his kids. So it's like, you see kids? Put some respect on my name.
Yeah.
You hear that, kids? You do what your dad says.
That's right. Simone Strongman.
Shout out. And Tom Campbell, Jamie Ross, quick shout outs, Ericsson, and man, the list goes on. Like there's
people we would have missed.
We've totally missed some people. And the thing is, people will come in and out because we've got side chats, and that's the thing.
No shortage of BJJ information out there. Tutorials, videos you can download, YouTube content, etc. One of the hardest things about all this is knowing where to start. And it doesn't really matter if you're brand new to the thing or you've got experience. It's just a bit of a minefield and it's confusing. Submeta is the most comprehensive online platform for Jiu-Jitsu, hands down. I've used it myself, and believe me when I say that I really don't enjoy absorbing Jiu-Jitsu information on the internet, but I found Submeta to be incredibly effective at actually learning and retaining techniques. The beauty of it is that it steps you through. You can start where you're at, so you can choose beginner, intermediate, or advanced variations. And you've also got your choice of coaches that you want to learn from. I personally followed Lachlan Giles' content because I absolutely love his stuff, and it really benefited my jiu-jitsu. As a Bulletproof listener, you can get some money off when you subscribe to Submeta today. If you use the code Bulletproof16, you'll get $16 off your first month. And that code is valid for first-time subscribers. Go to submeta.io. And when you check out, make sure to use the code Bulletproof16 and start learning online in a way that is effective for your jiu-jitsu today.
I was thinking about community. This is the idea of community. I was thinking the other day, how many WhatsApp group chats are you in? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot, right? Because we're trying to get people together.
I start a new one every day. Just Monday, 21st of January.
Just
like select all.
Yeah.
Tuesday, 22nd January. It's like
And it also becomes a source of people like sharing memes and like sometimes
I'm not in those. I exclude myself from those ones.
It's too distracting.
Yeah.
Look.
I got that going on Instagram, right? With you sharing content with me and shit.
Sure. Gym. I mean, most good BJJ gyms will have some kind of a group chat.
Yeah.
Whether it's on Facebook or WhatsApp or whatever. And like the in-jokes get like deeper and deeper and more cryptic and more cryptic. And if you're not in the chat for a couple of days, you miss a whole thing. But what I think is great about this, not so much the infinite WhatsApp group chats, it speaks to people's need to want to connect with other people. That's really what's at the heart of it. So I think what is enforced with BJJ in the same way, I was saying about like even the person you dislike the most at jiu-jitsu, you are forced to be up close and personal with them.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe at work, if you hate that supervisor or the general manager or whoever it is, you can pretty much avoid them most of the time, unless you've got like some kind of performance review or some bullshit.
Yeah.
But in jiu-jitsu, you can't. They're there, And I think that it's the enforced closeness of jiu-jitsu, which is even for the person you dislike the most, you still respect. Because you have to engage with them on a skill level. And it's not even in personality. Even though you might detest their personality, like, that armbar's so good. Even in the back of your mind, you'd hate to admit it, but you're like, they're really good at that. And then that forces you to get better at this skill to counteract that. And that kind of builds the relationship, even though personally you wouldn't hang out.
Yeah, just while giving the shout outs, we got to give a shout out to Auntie Ray Ray.
Of course.
Who's just she's the glue in there, just keeping shit going, making sure people are getting looked after.
Yeah, you bet. And I think the thing is we're going to see, shout out, we're going to see Ray more and more because she's on the coaching. She's on the coaching trajectory, which is awesome.
Coming up.
It's cool to see. And I think that's the thing that, like many things, jiu-jitsu gyms, chat groups, whatever, people go in and out, right? You have times when people are really in it and then they go away and they come back, whatever it might be. But it's that thing that you can come back to. And I think that's the great thing about jiu-jitsu. Whereas I used to be part of like an all-age soccer team on my gap year, which was...
You played soccer?
Yeah. I played soccer as a kid, and then I wouldn't say particularly skillful. I think at that time it was more fitness.
Yeah.
They're like, you can run. While some of the more skillful players were like,
yeah.
Okay, get on, score a goal.
Yeah.
Jump off, pump a long neck. Like it was a very mixed
Ice
bag.
pack on the knee.
Yeah, it was a very mixed bag of like certain skilled people.
It's all age soccer.
Unskilled people,
Yeah.
right? But I think we were like Division 10.
Right.
Like it was like
Yeah.
right far down the chain. But the cool thing was it was like a very reliable way to get the crew together.
Yeah.
But here is the biggest problem with that. Not in terms of a sporting team, like there's off seasons, right? Jiu-jitsu is all season. Like it's never off.
Mm-hmm.
So even holidays, even if you've not been in 6 months, you can just go, open mat. And there you are. You're back in. You don't have to organize a whole team. And it organizes itself. That's what I'm saying. Whoever's available will be there, and you can be there and do it.
It's an interesting comparison there about, because the off-season pieces are nice because it's like a reset.
Sure.
And then when it rolls back around to winter, you're like, soccer's kicking off.
We're back in.
And it keeps you, because you got the game every Saturday or Sunday. It motivates you to go to training
or
each week.
Practice, yeah.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to try and do a similar thing for jits.
Maybe. Yeah. But
some people would hate it, but some might really love that.
Some people might dig it, yeah. I think the thing about it is that it gives it a very free... It's maybe that the lack of structure around that doesn't appeal to some people. That's why people love sports teams. But I think what you get with jiu-jitsu is you do get the team element, but you also get the freedom to engage with it however you want. And that's That's massive. I think that's something I've been missing from not doing jiu-jitsu enough. And the thing I get, like that taste of the beauty of jiu-jitsu, which is the open mat, which is like anyone could be there. And it's like, we're all there and it's all cool. Like it's such a great shared experience. And I think that provides a really good antidote to the stress of isolated modern life. That's my take on it, folks. But community, shout out to all y'all. Listen to this, support the thing. If you're on the app, we appreciate you. And yeah, I mean, I think that we forget how important it is to have those other people and how meaningful that is.
Hey, and just the thing, if you listen to this and you're like, where's this chat group? This is our chat group exclusively for app subscribers. So when you sign up to our app and join the program, you get access to this thing. And it's within that group that we offer our coaching, mostly JT, a little bit myself, Raylene, like we're all available. And that's where the people chat with each other and the whole shit unfolds. So if you want to get involved, sign up to the app and see us in there.
Get amongst it.
Yep.
Cool. Peace.